All right, traders, welcome back. I just wanted to do another video recapping. Basically, we'll start off with SPX and NDX indexes, and then talk about our the watch list 2 that I was talking about earlier this week, maybe Sunday, and I was waiting for some things to happen, but I think we reached that point. So basically, yesterday on the NDX, we saw a gap down, right? It traded down to my green line here that I drew in from previous areas of resistance. This is kind of a little lower, just because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with. Basically, tomorrow is going to be a pretty big, news day for our, trading and for the stock market as a whole because of, Jerome Powell is coming out, the federal, Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, is going to be doing a little press release. Jerome Powell is the, chair. He's going to be running it or whatever. But basically, so we gapped down, cheated down to this green line, just fought the heck right out of it, which I think is a really good sign, right? And today we gapped down here, fought a little bit, but obviously we didn't, necessarily come down to this green line again, kind of battled, I would say those are, higher lows. And now we kind of rounded off the top, but we ended right up here on these around these moving averages. I got, I think, a 50, a 150, and a 200 moving averages are all of them kind of right in there. So I mean, it's bounced off of the 150 to the 200. It's looking like, or at least kind of stopped there. So, and then basically the NDX. I mean, it looks very similar, very similar. So almost don't even need to mention it. Did the same thing. We gap. Yesterday was gap down, right? Gap down to here, ended there, and then now we gap down to here. So about the same gap. Actually a little less of a gap, as you can see here. Yeah, a little less. No, about the same. Anyways, all right. So, point is, I think the good sign is that we stayed trading, and it still looked like there was definitely more buying pressure at the end of the day, and then obviously the sell-off. But I'm hoping that this sell-off is going to actually maybe increase our chances of a gap up tomorrow, because I tend to think if we end high on the day, that it's going to, typically make people trade in the after hours market. They're going to sell because it ended so high. But since we fought back down, I think we're actually going to see trading bring it back up to potentially, around the close of yesterday, around this area, maybe the high of today. I'm not really sure. So moving on, I just kind of wanted to touch base on the watch list too, starting off with Apple, and move right on to Tesla as well. But Apple, as you can see, so yesterday we got fought down pretty low down here, and I mean kind of bounced. I mean, if you want to call it, around this area of support here, but really, I mean, it kind of just bounced in the middle of nowhere. But at least it respected it here, and now we're sitting on what, the 150 moving average here, right? Yeah, they got 3 on there. I think this is the 150. Yeah, that's the 150, and this would be the 50 here. So yeah, we're kind of sticking around that 150 moving average, which I think is a really positive sign. And so I mean, if I was to guess tomorrow, like how we were showing over there, we gapped down yesterday, or we gapped down yesterday and then gapped down today, but it was because of that whole, like I'm saying, it just ended the day so high that I think it was, bound to be sold off in after hours, because it was so high that there weren't, there weren't any orders up here in the order book. It was kind of just bound to trickle down. But here, I think since we fought down, there's going to be more orders, sending it back up. And as you can see in the after hours, it's already kind of made its loop. And we're going to have to see, obviously tomorrow morning, to see how that affects things. But so moving on to Tesla. I mean, all these look pretty similar. Tesla, it has respected this green line I had in here. I mean, it gapped down a little bit, right? But it was traded a ton, and it never reached this green line until after hours, and it obviously is just bouncing right off of it again in after hours. So that is a really great sign. I bought at the market close, so I saw some loss during the after hours, but I think now I'm sitting back in profits, or near profits right now. I'm not really sure, actually, because I haven't checked it in a minute. But I think that's a really positive sign. If I was to guess, I think we are going to gap up tomorrow. I think it's going to be a gap up to, I think we're going to, like I was saying, I think by the end of the day tomorrow, or midday Thursday, I think we're going to be retesting this line on the top of the bull flag. I think I mentioned that in the other previous video. So I think these are really good signs moving forward for Tesla. Carnival, I mean, it's just perfect. Honestly, I was, I had this drawn out earlier in the week, and on Friday or Sunday's video, I was just looking at this candle, and I was going to wait for a couple of bounces. I honestly should have bought the market open this morning, but I did not. So I am going to be watching this thing tomorrow to see what it does, and I think it's going to come back, and like I was mentioning, I think it's going to retest this area of, it was support here, and I think it was support back there, and it kind of became resistance here. I think it's going to test that again as resistance, potentially breaking through it. So I think that's a good sign. And then Citi Bank, it also had a little bounce here. I mean, I was looking at it here, wasn't sure what it was going to do because it already kind of broke through this line, and now it's kind of retesting it as a resistance again. But I think if we break through, it will come up to this line up here, like I was talking about with Carnival, because it's back here. It was resistance as well, or support. I mean, support, resistance. I think it's going to become resistance again, but possibly breaking through. Honestly, if I was a guess, I think we are going to break through this pretty soon. So I think that's a pretty good sign for Citi Bank. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow. And then one other thing I wanted to mention was Walmart. I don't think that was on the list before, but I had this line drawn out for a while, and we were trading, wasn't sure what it was going to do. Let's zoom out and show this on a 1 year, 1 day. As you can see, it was meeting these lows, and it's kind of maybe getting a little higher lows, a little bit, and then this one, and I think the open was here today was a bad day, but I think the amount of trading that you see on an intraday chart here and this kind of rounded bottom is making me pretty interested in the open tomorrow. I think that's going to be also a really good sign for Walmart. Ticker symbol WMT. Well, all right. I think that about wraps it up for today. I will catch you guys next time, and leave a comment, like, whatever you want to do. You guys know the drill. All right. I'll catch you next time. Bye.